always say rainwater is so good for your hair. So I left my hair in a braid for like, and I slept in it. I just lounged around in it yesterday for like 2 days now, okay? So you're always hearing things about heatless curls, and then you also hear people say, oh, you should wash your hair with rainwater. Well, I have experienced rainwater in my hair just because I walk in Southern California, and I hate an umbrella. And I don't know, like, we live in this culture, in this society where people freak out if you get wet in the rain, and if you don't use an umbrella. And it's always been like a very unpopular opinion, I guess, to admit that you don't like using an umbrella. Like, people are very, they don't like that. Like, something about getting wet in the rain. But I used to ride my bike in the rain. Like, if you choose not to drive, you're going to get wet in the rain sometimes. And I just think it's funny that people talk about the benefits of rainwater, and they might wash their hair with rainwater, but like being out in the rain and your hair being fully saturated. So I had brushed and braided my hair before I walked in the rain a couple days ago, and now I'm going to take it out. And I don't know, I just think having your hair wet in a braid is so much better than like the heatless curls or any of the other things. In fact, I haven't gotten around to this in a long time, and maybe I will one day, but I want to, not rainwater per se, but just braid my hair in multiple braids, wet, take it out, and see what it looks like. Although I usually wear my hair in a braid anyway. Like, I'm not, my goal is not to wear my hair loose anyhow. Like, after I brush out my hair, or maybe take a picture or two, it's gonna go right back in a braid, because that's just how I do it. I'm not really interested in like loose hairstyles. People love to wear their hair loose, but then it goes everywhere, and I'm like, that's super annoying. Plus, it's not hygienic. And another thing I think that helps your hair grow faster is to keep it tangle free, because I know there's a lot of people on YouTube right now talking about how they're growing their hair long, but a lot of people are like, but I'm struggling with tangles with long hair. And I'm like, well, why do you wear your hair loose? And why don't you make it a priority to detangle your hair and keep it detangled? Like, to me, that's the priority with long hair, is to not have tangles, because to me, this is just my thought, I feel like tangles, like, people even admit they don't like when they have tangles, but I just feel like, because I've seen all the different hair care routines people promote on YouTube, I just wouldn't want to promote or do a hair routine that would cause tangles. And I feel like you can use some modern products like shampoo, and I don't know, people should do whatever works for them, but I still do some traditional things like henna. I did henna oil with olive oil last Sunday, but there's a lot of coolness about modern convenience, like the unbrush, a plastic brush. It's amazing. Embrace modernity, and also love the past, because even I've just noticed, like, people are saying, I'm going back to doing things more traditional way. They're not even doing it exactly how people used to, because in the old days, people washed their hair with an egg. And I don't think people are washing their hair with eggs, you know? Or they didn't wash their hair much at all. Like, so I'm just saying, like, every time I see somebody saying, I have this old-fashioned hair routine, I'm like, I have a modern hair routine, and it's growing my hair long, and I'm not charging anybody for it. Like, no shade to anybody, but I'm not like up here like, I'm gonna charge you to learn how to grow your hair long. Like, I'm just telling you for free on YouTube, or I sometimes talk about it on Instagram and TikTok a little bit less, because I'm kind of becoming a silent TikToker. I don't know, I'm gonna talk a little bit more on TikTok than I thought sometimes, but I'm just not a fan of like the ranty TikTok. I don't know, because I get on this party TikTok where everybody's like talking about this, that, and it just feels like a loopy loop, and it's not my thing really. So I kind of am more on the just aesthetic, natural aesthetic. Like, I don't know, look at the waves that your hair creates. I love it. Natural stuff, you know, that's more my thing. Soft teddy bears, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Pay attention, you gotta get into being a better listener. We have high demands on this live stream, you know? We don't just say gibberish. No gibberish allowed. That's gibberish. Because no, I don't like that you said that. I think it sounds a little, you know whatter. Think before you type. Or I'm gonna put you in the timeout land. Okay? I'm sure it is. Sometimes I can't hope for better comments from people. I want the world to grow up, be stronger, be boom and better. But I can't make it be that way, you know? It's just what it is. Not everybody can be as strong as me and as thoughtful as me, you know? It's kind of hard. I'll have to get you guys boom up to higher levels, boom up to higher levels, you know? I'm gonna have to boom you up. And I do want my comb a little bit to brush because I'm like, I'm gonna be real, like, dry brushing just doesn't really work for me at all because I feel like there's just no slip and I need some slip when I brush. So we're going to start doing vertical live stream, I guess, because this is a new thing that YouTube said, that if you want to be in the stream speed, they're experimenting with something new, and we got to always change it up and be open to change, I guess. Like, I think horizontal streams will look better, but apparently now YouTube is promoting live streams in vertical instead of horizontal, which I don't really understand. I don't know if this is to try and get more views in the short speed or something, or the thought process behind it. Not really sure. Just start like listing products that I use. You know, this brush really is a good brush. It goes through your hair pretty darn easily. But when you brush your hair, I have a rule about a hairbrush. You have to clean as you go, and it has to be immaculate. Like, if there's ever hair in your brush or anything, you have to take it out right away. Like, I'm really fastidious about this. I'm like, clean as you go. Just like you clean your kitchen as you go, clean your hairbrush as you go. And it kind of lint, anything stuck in there, it has to come out right away, so it looks pristine and beautiful. I have rules and regs for my hairbrushes, you know. I don't know, maybe some people don't mean anything bad by asking certain questions. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing wrong with teddy bears. I guess I just was like, what are you saying? I just wish, and this is what I like, because I have some people that come to my streams and they just have this really strong, like, insightful comments, and I'm like, I want that, like, hardcore. Like, I have high wants and needs from commentary on my channel. And some of them on Instagram were like, what? You don't like scissors? Like, no, I think it counts with women who pretend to cut their hair with the scissors to gratify men are playing into violence against women. And I don't like it. I'm so over it. Like, stop promoting that stuff on Instagram, guys, because I don't even look for it, but it shows up in my feed, and I'm like, it's not my job to like police every post and say this is a bad like post, and like maybe people shouldn't post that, but whatever. I don't know. The fact that anybody thinks anybody would want to see that, it's just weird. And I used to get messages like that, but then when I came out hardcore against it, I stopped getting messages like that. And I'm like, that's just weird. Nobody's into that. Like, it's just weird stuff. You know, I don't know. But that's all I'm going to say about that. We're just going to brush our hair. We don't have time for weirdos around here. I don't. Not for people that post. Anyway, I love how you don't have to scrunch your hair to get the waves. You don't have to put like a whole bunch of curl creams in your hair to get the waves. Your hair could be wet from the rainwater, and then you braid it. Like I had brushed it, but I re-braided it after I walked in the rain, and it just has this beautiful, like my hair is already wavy, but this just brings out the wave, and it's beautiful, and I don't need to do anything really high maintenance. Like, I don't need my waves to look like a certain way. I just like a natural braid wave or my natural wave. I don't need to scrunch my hair to look a certain way. Like, I played around with that for a tiny bit, and there's nothing wrong if you like doing that. The thing I didn't like doing about that, though, I want to be 100% honest, is I want to brush my hair on the daily, because I get it. Like, if you have super curly hair and you're wearing it loose, you're not maybe gonna brush your hair every day. Maybe, I don't know. I'm guessing maybe, maybe not. But if you have wavy hair, maybe you do want to brush your hair every day. And I'd love to brush my hair, but I don't want to over brush my hair. Like, I got some weird comment on one video saying that I really needed to brush my hair. Well, basically what they were saying was they thought if you had waviness to your hair and it wasn't like stick straight when you're done brushing it, that you hadn't brushed it, which was just silly, because people with wavy hair, like when we brush our hair, it doesn't look the same way as somebody with super straight hair. And I used to get some comments like that, like, oh, your hair looks so good when it's super brushed out. You know, basically what they were saying was, oh, like when your hair looks a little less wavy. And it's kind of a discrimination against people with wavy hair. Like, it's silly. Like, we don't go do that, because this is not a one range hair channel. This is a 2-range 2B to 2C hair channel. It's always been a 2-range hair channel. Everything I do on my hair channel, like, I don't claim to know what everybody's hair type is, but I would say things I do on my hair are gonna work for people that have somewhat thickish hair in the 2 range, with maybe like that are mixed ancestry, tending to be mixed white Middle Eastern. Like, it's very weird and specific, because there's not a lot of people like me. There's some people like me in the Midwest, Syrians who married people that were predominantly of English descent. Ha! You know, that we're a weird kind. It's like if Syria and England had a child, and that would be me. If Syria and England had a child, and people are like, go back to where you came from. I'm like, where am I going to go? Damascus or London? I can't go 2 different places in halves, because I can't. Multi-ethnic people want to go anywhere, and we are chameleons, and we're like the Ottoman Empire or the Byzantine Empire, or we're like the Phoenicians. Everybody's been mixing it up since the beginning of time. You don't have to go any specific place. You just mix it up and go where you want. You know? Go anywhere. That's my view. Like, I don't know. Mixed people, we don't need to, like, be in a certain place or time. We're chameleons. We can be anywhere. We can do anything we want. But sometimes our hair type defies, like, what people think. And some people will be like, especially in predominantly white communities, they'd be like, what are you? Like, it's so rude. Why would you ask somebody what they are? Probably because they can tell I wasn't exactly, like, totally Western European looking and totally, like, white girlish, and I don't know. Just weird things that people don't really ask things like that nowadays, because when you live in a more diverse area where more people And it's kind of cool now because I think it's more out in the open, people just being multi-ethnic. I think being multi-ethnic is pretty awesome. Like, you don't have to identify with one thing. Like, you can be many different things. And you know what? I've just gotten to the point in my life, I love that. You know? But for my hair type, like, I don't try to pin myself down to, like, a specific thing. And even in the 2 range, maybe what works for me wouldn't work for somebody else. And I just do what works for me naturally. Plus, I've just always hated tangles in my hair. So, a lot of things, like a lot of my thoughts on hair care just are, like, they are geared towards hating tangles and wanting to not have tangles in my hair. Like, that's my main goal and priority, is having tangle-free hair, because I do believe, and I mean, I was reading some of this, I was trying to read, like, does having tangle-free hair promote hair growth? And I would say yes, because I know some people are like, oh, like, their hair tangles more when it gets longer, but I still feel like, I also hear people say later, because their hair was tangling so much, that even if their hair was getting longer, that they were losing some of the thickness towards the ends, and that they weren't happy with it, and they felt like, yeah, their hair kept growing, but they weren't retaining their length. I can't help but think it's because you wear your hair loose all the time, and you prioritize heat styling, and you prioritize trendy styles, which are being loose. Like, our society gives bonus points to women that wear their hair loose, and how is that healthy for your hair health, like, in the long term? Plus, it means you have to do more, and I don't want to be touching my hair when I'm out in public. I don't want it everywhere. And people are like, my hair gets so dirty so quick. And I don't even think people's hair gets dirty so quick. I think it's because maybe we have a loose hair culture where wearing loose hairstyles and hair going everywhere, like, yeah, it probably would get dirty really quick if your hair is really long and it's all over the place and you're not using water in your hair. Like, honestly, I do like to water down my hair continuously. I kind of have a big thing for it. I kind of like it. But maybe that's just me. Some people don't. Some people are like, I can't put water in my hair every day. I'm like, I can. Like, why not? It just feels like it kind of helps to keep my hair clean, you know, personally. And then when I'm in the shower, I let the water hit my roots and I comb it out. But I primarily focus on braiding my hair. I'm not focused on, like, a certain loose aesthetic. So maybe if you're looking for loose aesthetics, I'm not sure what I'm doing would be up your alley. So I don't know. Those are just my thoughts on hair. This is actually the best brush. So this is your sign. You can use modern tools. Like, plastic is not the devil incarnate. This is a great brush. I still love the wet brush too, but I stand behind my love. Like, I think this is my modality for hair care. I do think that after I wash my hair, I do prefer, like, my big, like, I was using this one for a couple of years. This is still a pretty good comb, like this one, white tooth comb, which is plastic. And then lately I've just been liking this one a little bit more. But I also have, like, if I dig down farther, I have a couple of, like, really wide tooth black combs that I really love, that are really wide tooth, that were like $1. They're probably a lot more nowadays, though, I'm sure. But where are they? Where are they? I should find them. And I was combing my hair out. Where are you, dudes? I know you're gonna put something around here. Like this comb. This comb. This is an amazing comb. Like, it's still a really great comb. I love this comb. And this comb actually is not that different than this comb. Like, they're very similar in a way, but this one was part of the I'm sorry. a pack that was like $4, and then this one was like $1, but it's probably more expensive nowadays. But after you wash your hair, I definitely believe you should wide tooth comb it first. Like, in my opinion, I don't even like putting the wet brush or the unbrushed to my hair first. I know a lot of people do that, but I think we're in a speedy delivery kind of hair culture where people are like having panic attacks, and they're acting like if you don't detangle your hair in 5 minutes flat, like you have somehow ruined your life. Like, just slow down. Where are you going? What are you doing? Why are you going so fast? I don't understand. Why can't hair care be gentle and enjoyable? Like, why? Why can't you get up a half an hour or 2 hours earlier in the morning to have time to brush your hair? Am I weird that I love to do that? I love to take time to brush out my hair properly. It makes me happy. And having tangle-free hair just makes me the happiest. So, you know, my hair type can tangle very easily. And I think I get, like, people in the 3 and 4 range. I totally understand why they want to brush their hair every day, because that's a completely different hair type. But I feel like people in the 2 range, a lot of us do want to brush our hair every day. And somebody was saying, oh, people in the 2 can have the flexibility to either do more of a wavy, curly girl style, which I call it a wavy style. We do not have curly hair, we have wavy hair. Or like straight iron their hair. But I don't totally agree with that either. I just think if you want to brush your hair, like I have seen some curly haired people who do brush their hair more often, but I think the more curly your hair is, that's not practical to brush your hair every single day, and it's actually rude, disrespectful if you go to anybody's video and tell them that they need to do a good brushing of their hair. Because even me, when I had brushed out my hair, like somebody told me that wasn't good enough, and it's kind of it's giving like you're very ignorant of like hair types, or that you just think people should indulge in the trendy time hair type. You know, I don't know. Just my opinion. But yeah, those are just my opinions. People can do whatever they want. Do I care specifically if you want to brush or don't want to brush your hair? It's all your personal opinion. I just personally don't like tangles in my hair. I think with curlier hair, you can't brush it every day, and I think protective styles for people with curly hair, I get it, because they can't brush their hair every day. And if you tell somebody to brush their hair when it's not wet and they have curly hair, you're just rude. Like, even I'm letting down the brush, because with wavy hair, I find some wetness makes it easier to get through your hair. You know, it just does. And I haven't brushed my hair for 2 days, and this is the power of keeping your hair in a braid, man. You don't have to brush it every single day. That's the power of that, you know? It's kind of cool to be able to decide what you want to do with your hair. I just like to not have to deal with tangles in my hair. I hate tangly hair. That's my number one thing. I don't want my hair to be tangled, ever. I'm very like picky about that. Like that's just my thing. Everybody's got a thing, I think. I just do light brushing of my hair, really. Very, very light brushing. Then I have my big paddle brush. I still love this paddle brush too. I love both. I love both of my paddles. Both of my paddle brushes are great. But I feel like this guy, the thing about this guy is he gets more tangles out. This guy goes through tangles easily. It just makes your hair so much easier to brush, more manageable. That's my opinion on this brush. And then this particular brush just feels like this is the brush that I like. Like if I wanted to smooth out my hair more, like I'm never gonna get a truly like straight look with my hair, but that look that some people really like when they have wavy hair. I feel like this big wet brush, paddle brush that has like the holes on the back, it's just really good for that. Okay, I think I'm pretty good for now. If you want more look at my hair before I finish, like this is what my hair looks like after brushing it out for a few minutes. I haven't done a super large amount with my hair right now. I might do more later, maybe. This is what it looks like. Anyway. Have a good day. There's snow in our local mountains, just in more northern California. But I live in Southern California in the valley, so we had rain and not snow. Thanks for watching.